Tosses, you don't throw it out.
Solid. Oh my, what
I stick and move through the madness, bob and weave the negative, blocking out the haters. My meditation is medicine.
What is up, guys? This is your boy FightNightsFinest, the Sophie commentator, back on another Fight Night Champion Online World Championship match. This one's match number 18, going up against Asher D in the heavyweight division. Somebody requested some OWC action, so I'm bringing you guys it as requested. If you guys have like a certain style that you want to see, like counter puncher, inside fighter style, whatever it may be, leave it in the comment section. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. I won't promise that will be as instantaneously as this one is, but for the most part I'll get it done eventually. I'm gonna try to get this one done one time through. Don't really feel like remaking it. The reason I'm saying this is because I actually want to speak from my heart for a second. If you can't accept that and you're just here from the gameplay, or you're here to be a hater, take your ass somewhere else, because I'm not in the mood for it today. Okay, but on to the topic for today is, Wednesday we do topical commentaries, and I actually want to talk about criticism and what it means to me, and something that happened, something very unfortunate that happened. First thing I want to say is, when it comes to criticism, do not criticize somebody or advise somebody to do something unless if they ask. That is the #1 thing that I forgot when it comes to giving advice. As a person in life, and a person who is generally trusted with a lot of information, whether it's people's secrets or other things that they don't want people to know, and they just need to relieve something off their chest, I'm usually that go-to guy where people come to me for that. One thing I forgot though, and one thing I got caught up in, was the fact that when it comes to giving advice, no matter how good I feel I am at it and how good the feedback is that I get, which is generally pretty good, I push the person too far. And there's a difference between giving somebody advice and trying to help somebody develop a skill. When it comes to criticizing or giving somebody advice, even if you warn them beforehand, sometimes people aren't ready to receive what it is that you have to give, and everybody grows and moves at their own rate, and they develop at their own rate. You can't ever push somebody, or even if you see the potential in it, you can't push somebody too far. And it's important that you let people come to you in their own time whenever it is that you're trying to help or advise somebody in something. Now, criticism is something that we all suffered from. I believe everybody one point in their lifetime will or has been criticized by another individual, by a system nowadays, especially with computers and stuff. Or sometimes that criticism really does hurt. Even though you're trying to help somebody, it could lead to somebody going over the edge. And you've seen that time and time again, where people will tell somebody something like, "Oh, you're never gonna be anything. You're never gonna be anything. You'll never become nothing, or you can't do this, or you can't do that." And it's a form of negativity, and it's a form of suppression. Now, when it comes to criticizing somebody, there's two versions of it, or at least three. One, you criticize somebody in order to help them get better or help them improve at something. You can also criticize somebody to try to bring them down, which is false criticism, where you suppress somebody at what they're doing, which is really good, in order to bring them down, to keep them from passing your level and keep them from developing. Discouragement is a leash. It's like fear. It keeps people under control, and it keeps them from getting better. That's why I say it's a form of suppression. And then there's people who generally criticize everybody because they feel they're above everybody, and they're just doing it to be a dick. So you see it all the time, where maybe you play a video game, for example, you might play Call of Duty, and you may not be doing that good, and you got that guy in the lobby who's at the top of the leaderboards. He's above everybody else. He's criticizing everybody else's gameplay and how well they did. He may have had a flawless game, and all of a sudden you hear him boasting about it, and it discourages other people, or gets them angry and rallied up, and then they continue to do bad. Or sometimes that criticism will bring out the best in people when you criticize people like that. So those are the different forms of criticism. recently I try to give somebody advice. A friend of mine, you know him as Sakuraba1982, aka Sackmeister1982. And the other day I was playing with some subs and I was talking to them, and his channel came up as the subject. And in this subject, I heard some advice or some things about his channel that I thought would give him a really good insight on how to improve his commentary and how to get better at commentary. The main thing is that when hearing this advice, for me, I heard some advice that was also given to me. This advice that I heard I thought could generally help him become a way better commentator than he already is. He's already a very good and outstanding commentator, and he's also a good friend of mine, and I didn't mean to hurt his feelings on the video that he posted yesterday. So I talked to him in his inbox and said, it's something that I feel that you should hear. It's a bit brutal, but at the same time, I feel it can help you become a better person, a better commentator, and it generally can help you become what I know that you can be. Even though you're already at a really high level, I think it could propel you to an even higher level. So him being a good guy, he came in, we got in the Skype chat, we talked about it, and I didn't realize that what I said to him really probably hurt him more than it generally should have. Okay, keep it together. Now, when I told him this, I thought everything would be fine and good, and then he made a video about it. Wanted to delete his channel because of the criticism that I gave him. Like I said, it wasn't necessary for me to give it to him, but because I wanted to see him get better at what it is that he's doing, I think I pushed him a bit too far. And you could probably tell by this commentary, I do feel quite guilty by his decision making and what he's gone by. So that just goes to show you guys that criticism could sometimes take you to a place where you don't need to be, or it can take a person to a place where they shouldn't be. Now, as a person like myself with a very high defense wall, if somebody attacks me, instantly I will attack you and I will finish you before you have a chance to continue to attack me. That's the kind of person that I am. But when it comes to certain things, for example YouTube, I'm willing to accept criticism from everybody because I believe most people have your best interests at hand when they give criticism. But at the same time, there's people out there, like we said earlier, who are dicks and like to criticize people for apparently no reason, or to keep them at a lower level than where they should be. With that being said, on YouTube, when you ask for criticism in the comment section, you might hit another commentator up and ask, I'm struggling in this area, or I want to know where I'm at. Can you possibly look at my work? Can you critique it and tell me what you think, what I can do to get better, and so forth and so on. And that kind of criticism is something that I accept. But in other areas, if you criticize me, or I don't know who you are, and you're handing out techniques and tips in order to try to improve my game, it will feel a bit weird, and it will end up leading to probably somebody getting their feelings hurt. So when it comes down to criticizing people, be very careful what you say to them, how you say it, what you do, and you guys, I think you guys get the gist of what it is that I'm trying to say. Let's be very careful with how you deliver your messages and how it is that you talk to people. That's generally what I wanted to talk about for today. And without further ado, let's hop back into the gameplay. So we're in round 8, and it's been a back and forth fight, as you guys saw from the scorecards. I'm losing 4 rounds to 3. I got put down in round 7, and it's just been a tough match. This is a match that carried a lot of adversity and took a lot to even try to keep myself in the match. I had to switch up to various styles from the outside to the inside, and generally whoever got the outside end up taking the advantage in the fight, or end up taking the round. So round 1, I came out as you usually do, trying to work the body, trying to get on the inside, see what kind of combinations he like to throw, and it ended up getting me pummeled quite bad. So in the 3rd round, I switched to more of an outside style of fighting, and that it worked really well. And that's when I realized, as long as I get the outside of the match, or get the outside of the ring, I will be in good shape to pretty much take the fight in any directions I wanted to go. That's what ended up happening. You saw round 4, I used the outside quite well in the beginning, and then the second half of the round he ended up taking the outside from me, and he went on the outside, and I got caught with some nice shots on the inside, but I also delivered some nice shots as well. And then in round 7 I got put down just due to a bit of carelessness, trying to come in a bit too aggressive. I bobbed and weaved in when my stamina was low after recovering from a combination. Caught me with a right uppercut and stunned me, and then ended up giving a nice little series of combinations that put me down onto the canvas. And then we switched over to round 8, and I completely got dismantled in that round, where he was just hitting me with some nice straights and right uppercuts and various other punches when I was trying to be aggressive and, you know, trying to take the round through my inside fighting. So in round 10 here, and you saw in the beginning of round 10, I was able to get the outside and able to score some really nice points, you know, land a few shots to the head and to the body and land some nice combinations. And with a minute left in the round, I'm trying to do the same thing. You know, I was trying to keep the outside, but needing a knockout in order to compensate for my lack of points at this point. I end up heading back onto the inside and trying to deliver some combinations and some nice body shots. And he's doing a pretty good job now, a pot shotting me and, you know, suppressing me from coming forward or scoring any points. With a solid defense and a solid guard, and the way that he's fighting now, it's pretty much impossible for me to win this fight just because of, you know, my inability to maintain the outside throughout the entire fight. We come down to the last 10 seconds here. I get him onto the ropes, back him down into a corner, and it doesn't do anything. We end up losing the fight, but it was a great fight, and I really did enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and, you know, leave your thoughts on this topic in the comment section below. This is your boy FightNightsFinest, the Sofa commentator, and I'm off this. Peace.